Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So, have you got a Vauxhall or Alfa Romeo that when you put it in first, second, fifth or sixth gears, the gearbox whines like hell, but if you put it in third and fourth, it drives perfect like there's nothing wrong? It's a really common fault, guys. I came across it today, so I thought I'd do this video just to run you through it and show you exactly what's gone wrong. So, yeah, stay tuned. Hey guys, thanks for watching. So just to fill you in real quick, one of my friends come to me with a car. It actually happens to be a Vauxhall Zafira. I'll put all the details down in the description. So basically, he come to me and said he had some bad gearbox noises. So I jumped in the car and thought I'd better take it for a drive and see what's going on. So I took it up the road and I noticed in first and second gear, first gear was a bit sloppy, and I noticed in first and second gear, it had a horrific whine from the gearbox. Now, once I got it into third, it was beautiful, as if there was nothing wrong. Fourth was exactly the same, nice and beautiful, clean, no problems. And then once I got into fifth, I had a light whine. It wasn't too loud, it was more of a light whine. And then once I got into sixth, then it had quite a bad whine. And then when I came off the throttle, the whine got a lot louder. So definitely something wrong there, guys, inside the gearbox. And I knew it wasn't something like diff bearings, because obviously diff bearings are on the output of the gearbox and it would have done it in every gear. So the fact that it did it in first, second, fifth and sixth, and it didn't do it in third and fourth, it was adamant it was inside the box. Now, I've done a bit of research and I found out that it's a twin countershaft gearbox, and there's a common fault where it doesn't get enough oil to the lower countershaft. Now, there is a modification, guys. There's a modified gearbox, gearbox casing, and also a modified set of bearings. Now, I'm going to show you in the video in a minute that I took this apart just to have a look and see if I could help my friend out. Now, this is not a repair video, guys. This is not a how-to. This is just me trying to show people that have this problem what exactly has gone wrong with their gearbox. So I thought it was an interesting one. I found out off a local gearbox guy that I use that you can take the gearbox apart in situ on a Zafira. I don't know about on other models. Like I say, this gearbox is in Alfa Romeos. It's in Astras. I believe it's in some of the quicker Corsas, like the VXRs and stuff. I'm not 100%, but yeah, so that's what we're looking at. So yeah, like I was saying, I found out off a local company that you can actually take the cover off the gearbox in situ. All you got to do is support the chassis and lower the subframe. Now, it's got the main gearbox mount above the gearbox, which I'll show you in the video. But then it's also got a front and rear mount as well as the engine mount. So you can actually unbolt them out completely and the engine doesn't drop, or the gearbox doesn't drop. So you can, it drops an amount, but not much. So it gives you plenty of room. And then what you do is you take 3 bolts out the subframe and you lower the subframe down. And then I took all the bolts out at the end of the casing of the gearbox and I pulled the casing off, and then I could see obviously my bearing collapse. So yeah, let's take a little look, is it? Okay then, guys, so the first thing I've done is remove the battery and the battery box to access the top of the gearbox, and removed the gearbox mount. There's just a couple of bolts, guys, and it comes out the way. And then obviously you can see I've done this to access the casing bolts. Now, if I show you underneath now, you'll see the subframe. Now, it is quite a large subframe, and you can see just in front of you is one of the gearbox mounts. And if you look just behind the diff, up above the exhaust, there's another gearbox mount. So like I said before, you can lower the subframe and the gearbox will stay mounted to the subframe. So just make sure it's all nice and supported, guys. As you can see, I got jacks and axle stands here. You've got to obviously remove the front subframe bolt, and obviously the middle subframe bolt, which is just above the drive shaft. And then behind the wishbone we've got this little plate, and there's another wishbone bolt. So I've just loosened this one off about 1 inch and took the other 2 out, and then lowered it with a jack about 2 inches, and you can get the casing off. And that's what I've done. So if I show you, these are obviously our 3 gearbox shafts now with the casing removed. Make sure they don't fall out, just keep them in, push on them to make sure they're in there. Now you can see the bearing on my lower counter shaft is completely collapsed, where obviously my upper counter shaft and my input shaft in the middle is, the bearings are in good condition. So I believe this is a common fault with these gearboxes, and this bearing collapses inside. So I'll just take you over now and show you the casing on the floor. So obviously these are our 3 races that obviously locate on them bearings, and you can see I've got a chunk missing out of this race, and it's actually damaged the race as well. So, and the rollers have all come out. So that's our problem, guys. So yeah, the last thing I want to show you is in the bottom of the gearbox there is a little magnet, and as you can see on this one, it is completely covered in metal swarf. Obviously it's all the metal that's come out of that bearing. So yeah, I hope this helps, guys. So yeah, if you've got this same problem, I hope this kind of shows you what could potentially be wrong with yours. I will advise anybody I speak to, this is a, you know, this is not the kind of job you want to be doing on your drive, guys. This is, you could really do with taking the gearbox and getting it done professionally. I am going to replace this bearing for a friend of mine, but I'm not guaranteeing it, to be honest. So hence why it's not a tutorial, guys. It's just a little bit of an insight to see what happens. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys.